Ladies and gentlemen, if I could ask you to take your seats. There are very few things that a Churchillian hates, but getting between him and dinner is probably one of the most. For those that haven't had the misfortune of listening to me already today, my name's Gala, and I'm the chairman of the International Churchill Centre. Was that a sympathy clap? You know, the problem for me is whenever I have to speak in the evening, I get nervous, so I can't drink, and that's really not a good thing. As I look around tonight, actually, I look at the elegance of this audience, and it crosses my mind that perhaps the gentlemen look so nice and they can applaud when there's a chance, but why don't the ladies just jangle your jewelry? You have so much of it tonight. This is, it's been an interesting, illuminating, and in many ways inspirational conference so far. Last evening, the Governor's Palace event was truly magical, really magical. Mitchell, your team did it fantastically, and for once, you couldn't complain. Randolph's comments were straight from the heart and touched us all, where Edwina's interruption, claiming to have proved she had Native American blood, despite Andrew Roberts' other contention, was charmingly delightful. Edwina, however, my darling, I have to tell you, I checked with the authorities, and your percentage DNA of Indian blood does not qualify you for a casino license. Nice try, girl. I unapologetically asked you for your much-needed money and knew that I was picking your pocket. So please forgive me for telling you to go on the website and donate. But John McCain commented at a political fundraiser. He said, "We have all the money we need. The problem is, much of it is still in your pockets." John Paul, where are you? Thank you. We learned how Churchill waged war in both a gentlemanly and ungentlemanly way. We experienced not only 1942, but the lives of the soldiers in World War I and now today. Chris Matthews answered questions that weren't asked and didn't answer those that were. David Cannadine drove from Princeton to vividly describe Churchill's life with art and how it was his antidote to stress and his black dog. But David, as he came in, said, "Gala, I need a drink," so I'm not sure what all that was about. While John Bew and Mitchell Reese discussed the international stage today and posited what we should be, their illuminating comments linking Churchill today left us all with much food for thought, and as I thought about it afterwards, I'm not sure if I can get Chinese citizenship. Talking of food, we're in for a delightful dinner followed by Associate Justice Kennedy's comments and a conversation with our own Chris Matthews. But I want to make sure you all understand there were two names today mentioned above all other people's. The first, obviously, was Winston Churchill, and the second was Andrew Roberts. Andrew, this must be the world's biggest fan club. Okay, we talked of linkages today, and aside from, with Colonial Williamsburg and Churchill, aside from Churchill's visit with Ike 3 days after the Iron Curtain speech. Well, there's another link. In 1955, the Board of Trustees of the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation decided to create the Williamsburg Award. And the first awardee that they chose to offer it to was Winston Churchill. The award would be would be manifested with an honorarium of then $10,000 and a beautifully inscribed silver bell. Well, we happen to have here a little video that you might be interested in.
In the Drapers' Hall, London, before a distinguished gathering, the first Williamsburg Award was made. Williamsburg, the 18th century capital of the colony of Virginia. It takes the form of a town crier's bell, symbol of the people's vigil in defense of liberty. It was presented by Mr. Winthrop Rockefeller to Sir Winston Churchill, a British subject as he himself pointed out.
I am, however, by blood half American. And on my mother's side, I have the right to enjoy the early memories of colonial Williamsburg as much as anyone here. This memorable event is a proof, if proof were needed, of the unity of thought and sentiment which is coming to be between us during this tragic century, and which, I venture to say, carefully considering and picking my words, is the most important thing in the world.
Sir Winston then turned his attention to the bell itself.
Its silver tone is gentle, and I shall ring it, I can assure you, whenever I feel there is duty to be done.
Anyway, this splendid casket I'm going to open up, and this magnificent solid silver bell. I'm not going to do a Churchillian thing and ring it like bloody hell. I will give it a good old ring. So here we go. So there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain. This award was presented on December the 7th in 1955 at Drapers' Hall in London, and Churchill was the first recipient. In May, Winthrop Rockefeller had sent a letter to Churchill and explained about the award, and I think it's worth listening to. It will seek to bring new strength in our time to those beliefs in human dignity of the individual which made Williamsburg and its leaders a moving force in 18th century America. The purpose of the award is to serve as a strong contemporary reminder that there are todays and there were yesterdays, vigorous, courageous, and eloquent leaders in the unceasing fight for freedom and justice. That sounds as if it could be written today explaining the mission of the International Churchill Society. On the bell, Winthrop Rockefeller cited Churchill's historic struggle not only for liberty and freedom, but for mankind to have free and self-respecting lives in a just society. I have to tell you, those words mean a lot. We tried to get the bell over here. Randolph and his father presented the bell to Churchill College, Cambridge, and those rotten people who work with Alan wouldn't let us have it sent over. So we had to send Randolph to Cambridge to ring the bell for you tonight. Well done, Randolph. Okay, one of the joys of coming to these dinners is to hear three national anthems played one after the other, the US, the UK, and the Canadian national anthem. So if you go to the back of your program, you'll see the words. I would ask you all to stand and pretend you all have good voices, and let's play the anthems, if we may. Sing along. Thank you. If you'll all be seated. You know, in the many years that I've been attending these dinners, I don't think I've ever heard the toast sung better. I would, before Jenny comments on why wasn't I singing, well, my voice and a live mic would have emptied this room before dinner. So, I mean, and talking of Jenny, the fabulous Jenny Churchill, I'd like to ask Jenny, her mother Minnie, and Craig Horn to join me on the stage for the loyal toasts. Craig, this is... Okay, the order we will do will be the Queen, the immortal memory of Winston Churchill, and the President of the United States. Minnie, please.
The Queen.
If you could all stand up again.
Please be upstanding.
We'll do it again.
Let's do it again.
Do you want me to do it
Because
again?
I think everybody would like another glass of champagne. Would you do it again, Minnie? I screwed up. I can't help it.
The Queen.
The Queen.
The immortal memory of Sir Winston Churchill.
To the President of the United States.
Please be seated. Guys, thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a choice now, either to begin dinner or have a lecture on the sex life of a Churchillian beetle. I think dinner wins. I'll speak to you later.